we're up to class number 5, I believe.
No.
6? 6. 6. Ooh. Psh. We're someone's following here. It was just a trick to see if you really. Okay, the most important class in the world. Not because I give it, maybe also, but because it's the most important thing in the world. You were created for marriage, and it's not one that I just gave a seminar for couples in New Jersey by Rabbi in Rabbi Kegel's town, and that couples had been married 30 years, and I was teaching them something new, believe it or not. So it's not about it's really learning. I mean, again, when we get married, most of us, we get some ideas, like a few classes before marriage, Khatan Kala classes. We get, read some books, see some movies, some tapes. Like I said last time, we all need a PhD in being married. It's just PhD in married. It's a lifetime thing, and unless we constantly work on it, you might be married. Married together in the same house. That's not a marriage. Marriage is a bonding. It's something that is alive, and not only that. You might take like 1,000 couples. Maybe you're gonna have out of the 1,000 couples, 50 of them who really are passionate about each other. So, meaning it's nice to be married and to say, oh yeah, no, shalom bayit, because people say, yeah, shalom bayit, there is peace in the home. It's nice to have peace, but if there's no love, I don't need peace, peace. No, you want passion, you want French style a little bit. Sorry, speaking about love now. Okay, can't interrupt. So, but it's very important, and that's why I love that quote. I probably read it once. So, a perfect marriage are two imperfect people who refuse to give up on each other. Right? That's really what a perfect marriage is. Not that I refuse to give up, that there's a problem, but that they fighting till the last moment to really make it work, and then those are the best marriage. Like I say, my wife and I, we're extreme opposite, fire and water, right? We're kind of all fire or water, but sometimes it's more extreme than others. And, fire and water together can be also very beautiful. Some vapor. It can do something great, but you don't want to evaporate all the water, and you don't want to extinguish all the fire. You got to have just a middle ground. So that's the 5 languages of love. What are the 5 languages of love? So it goes like that, and guys, that's so important. Yeah, you have to. It's like a mantra. You have to repeat to each other. You have to try to listen how the other feels loved. We guys, we have a tendency to think, oh, this is what she likes. This is what she loves. And we think that's the real thing. And then girls say, oh, this is really what he loves. And we think but it doesn't work like that. Because we all have our feminine or masculine spirituality, so to speak. And it's so interesting because it's most, 90% of the time what I say, even though it's a general statement, it's true. So what do women really want from the husband?
Their soul.
Almost. It sounds like Dracula. Vampire.
Appreciation. Attention.
Closer.
Love.
Yeah, there's something more. They want to be wanted. They want to be chosen. They want to be desired. Right? They want to feel, I want you. I choose you. Even though we're married after 10 years, we're dating after 10 months, I want you today like the first day. Right? And what do guys want? What do guys mostly want? It's connected. They
The
want
same thing.
respect and honor. That's what they want. So, and that's why there are different laws. I think we mentioned sometime last time. So, for example, I'll give you so the 5 languages of love have to do with that, because understanding how the other one responds or feel love, and it's going to touch those points. So, for example, if I tell you know, my wife, you know, wow, you're so good at you know, fixing the cables in the kitchen. It's like, oh, thanks, yeah, thank you. Well, it's like, okay, yeah, it's nice. Or you're so good at you know, cleaning the bathroom. Okay, thank you, darling. And we think we did a compliment. But if I tell her, wow, your hair looks awesome today. Say, oh, he noticed. Thank you. He loved me. Now, let's go the other way. If the girl tells the husband, ooh, nice haircut, or, you know, I like your pants. Thanks. Nice, yeah, thank you. We tell them, whoa, I love the way you drive. Or, wow, you're so handy with, you know, the cables. Say, yeah, oh, thank you. Wow, she really loves me. Like, she really noticed. And it sounds ridiculous, but it's really also based on that. Guys want to feel like, you know, I'm a man, I can do things, da-da-da-da. And the girls want to be noticed for her beauty, for her kindness, for her love, for who she is. And unless we're aware of that, we're going to do a lot of mistakes. We're going to think, I know I met a dating couple last week, and say, well, I'm doing everything. Like, I keep trying, I keep doing things all the time for her. And she's saying, she's not doing anything. So, it's a problem. Or one, he doesn't understand, right? It's like, how is that possible? That one says, I do everything, and she says nothing. It's not the first time I heard that. I heard that many times. And really, it's because they both think they're trying everything, but it's everything the way they think that's the right way. And therefore, it's going like that. So it doesn't work. So let's go to 5 languages of love. So the 5 languages of love are like that. Number 1, we have I don't know, there's no real order, but let's take that order. The famous book, great book to read anyway. I don't know from who that book is. From a good guy. Oh, good one. He says like that. Number 1 is words of affirmation. Meaning, now you're all going to have a bit of those 5 languages. We all respond to those 5 languages, but there's always one that is primary. So I tell people, look at those 5 and see which one you connect the most, and then show your partner in crime which one is the strongest by you. So number 1, words of affirmation. Meaning, say word, you say I love you. Say, oh, you're beautiful today. Or, you know, now for some people, then you have to define what type of word. You say I love you, the guy doesn't mean it, or the girl doesn't mean it, then, you know, it doesn't work. So, but you can give a compliment, like, you know, I really love how you're dressed, or, you know, you very nice makeup. That's much more powerful.
It's all physical, like, you know.
Although it's, well, usually women respond more to their physical appearance. It's very important. That's why there's the whole thing of nude and all that is, or dignity. It's not that the woman is more physical,
right,
but a woman is expressed herself more through the physical world.
So how do you do affirmation for men?
How do you what?
Do words of affirmation for men also physical?
Oh,
they're
no,
not
so
like,
those
oh
things
yeah, I gotta get a haircut.
So
blah, blah, blah,
this
blah.
you ask, you tell, what's a way for you to say I love you? So for example, you know, when my wife tells me, you know, wow, I love what you wrote, you know, piece of Torah, I feel love. She says to me, I love your hair. I say, thank you, but I have no more hair. It won't work.
I like it big.
Right.
I used to when I got married, but she knew I would lose it. She was my father. Thank God. Okay, so so yeah, you're so smart. That can be a thing. Well, like I said before, I love the way you drive, or I feel safe with you. I mean, there's certain thing you have to see what makes him tick, so to speak. But each one, one should not be afraid to tell the other. When you say I love you, it's nice, but I prefer this. So I used to actually write it down and share. So word affirmation, very important. Number two, very often number one by women, sometimes by men, but it's harder for them, is quality time. Quality time. I just want to spend time alone with you. Right? Just want to spend time with you. Now, there are different times, different ways to spend quality time together. So some people, they just want to go for a walk. Some people, they just want to watch a movie together, eat popcorn. Right? Guys like that a lot. Because they don't like to, they don't have to look at their wives all the time. Yeah, I'm with you, darling. No, but right. It's true. It's a more quality time for guys than for girls, because it's a movie like baseball match, not quality time. It's a fake one. But for guys, she's with me looking at the match, like it's cool. It's very cool. It's a guy thing. Anyway, going on a walk, like speaking on the phone, just speaking late at night together, right? Just looking at each other and speaking, very hard for guys. But and I tell you what Rabbi Noah Weinberg has said. What is the greatest? If someone came to him and said, Rabbi, if you had someone who's getting married, you tell him, what is the most important advice you will give to two people who are getting married? He said, face each other when you speak.
Yeah, that's good.
Surprising, right? Face each other when you speak. So there's a whole thing really when I do in the seminar where you tell people, okay, put your chair like that. You take your chair like that. Okay. Now let's speak to each other. Hey George.
What's up?
What's up?
How you doing?
Cool, huh? You're beautiful today, It's like, did you look at me? Okay, then we have one person standing, and the other speaking. So, how are you?
Good. How's your Ferrari?
Oh, thank you, good. At the shop, really. So, but when you have one standing, one down, some people feel like it's not comfortable. One is like dominating, and the other one, especially if it's a woman standing. Anyway, so the real thing is face to face, because then it's a real connection from eye to eye. You speak, you connect. Actually, I just heard that. Who told me that? There was an experiment that was made, and with people, not necessarily dating, but they put two people and they told them, you're gonna speak to each other for, it was like, for 20 minutes or half hour or something like that, and the last 5 minutes you just look at each other in the eyes, and they made a set of questions just to go deeper into
this is the dating experiment.
Oh, the dating experiment.
My professor worked on
exactly.
This.
Can you send me the link? I want to read it exactly. But I believe it's really true. And people who never think they at the end of the thing, because they had looked at each other for 5 minutes in the eyes and developed questions that really went a bit into who they were. By the end, they really started feeling a very strong connection, because like we said, the eyes are the windows of the soul.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of truth to it. You can look at someone in the eye and you can fall in love just like that. So be careful who you look in the eyes. So but it's very important. So facing each other when you quality time together is going to make a whole difference. And we tell the couples, when you speak, sit down, face each other, face to face. Ideally, hold your hands and speak to each other in the eyes. Because the way to bond to people is through emotional openness and physical closeness. Emotional openness and physical closeness. That's how you keep the bond together. So quality time, right?
Are you going to talk more about emotional closeness in another lecture?
Yeah.
Or should I ask that question?
We will. So here give some practical listening tips. Maintaining eye contact when your spouse is talking. Don't do something else at the same time. If you want to have a serious discussion, don't have someone in the kitchen and then the other one, at the table doing something else. No, you want a serious discussion, you want quality time. Don't do something else at the same time. Listen for feelings and confirm them. As you said, what emotions is my spouse experiencing? Observe body language. Refuse to interrupt. Such interruptions indicate, I don't care what you're saying, listen to me. And quality conversation also calls for self-revelation. In order for your partner to feel loved, you must reveal some of yourself too. So, right, opening how you feel about things. Guys also have a much harder thing with that. Anything has to do with feelings and emotions and being sensitive, guys have a much harder time than girls. Girls almost like this is how I feel. Can you feel me? Right? And the guys, it's like locks. Like you have to open 3 locks.
Somebody once gave me an analogy. They were like, a woman's like an ocean, and a man is like a little jar, like one jar.
Yeah, it's very good.
I was like,
it's very good.
You should get a bigger jar.
Right, and that, one of the reasons for that is that it's connected to the whole idea of speech. That's why I might have mentioned before. But the Vinagon says this. I guess according to Kabbalah, there's 10 powers of speech, 10 levels of speech. 9 of the powers were given to the women, 1 to the men. So the woman has that power of speech. She can speak to you for 24 hours and she's not tired. But the guy, after 10 minutes, like, what are you saying? I'm tired, right? So it's very, right? And the thing is, why is it so funny and why it's so important is because when we understand that, we understand the struggle. It's not the other one doesn't love me or doesn't like me. It's a struggle of the state of who we are as our DNA. We're made like that. And yes, we have to change. But unless we're aware of the way we work and how the way the other work, we won't understand. Sure, we'll think that he doesn't love me. But it's not nothing to do with that. So each time we make an effort in those things, then the other one becomes aware that, oh, look, he's speaking to me more than usual, or it's like revealing more of his emotions. It becomes like that's a sign of love, and the other one is going to realize that. Okay, so that one, number 2 is quality time. Number 3, gifts. So gifts, women like also gifts. Guys also, but so gifts, especially that's why there's a mitzvah in the Torah. Before every holiday, buy gifts to women. I like gifts with also, but it's not my number 1. Prefer quality time. So it's you have to know, and then after is what type of gifts. Can sometimes. There's a famous example. The farmer, he buys a big sausage and brings it to the princess. The princess, I love you, look what I brought you. Excuse me? We don't eat sausage. We eat very fine chicken, filet mignon, with good wine. Right? Meaning, what we have to put ourselves a little bit in the shoe of the other and get to learn what the other likes in terms of gift. Now, for me, for example, it was very hard to understand. Like, first of all, I'm colorblind. So already when I dress myself, he says, "Whoa, why did you put a pink tie?" I say, "It's not pink, it's silver gray." I say, "No, it's pink." Oh, okay. I'll let you choose then. So if I want to buy something for her, that's why I buy usually in black. I'm lucky she likes black, right? So black, I know it's. I'm not wrong.
Shade.
Black is black.
Black.
Black is not pink. so sometimes I try to find something, but usually I just go with her. I buy her something that she likes, chose. So some women like more surprises. Some women like prefer that I choose what I want. Depends. But me, I didn't have to choose the ring. She sent me the exact one, the exact form that didn't actually exist. I had to make it. But at least she's happy. So you went all out of your way to find the right thing, and she makes you happy. So you have to find what the other likes. And
is it just because it's what they like, or is it because it shows that you thought about them and you went through the
both.
effort?
Both the fact that you
So it is materialistic, but it's also
but again,
emotional.
it's language of love. The goal is to try to bring a bonding and bring love to the other, and you find tools. There's like 5 tools on how to bring the love, right? And you just have to understand how that tool works for that one, for this person. Then number 4 is acts of service. What's acts of service?
Breakfast in bed.
For example, cleaning the house, making dinner,
bringing home money.
Bringing home money, working. So those are very important. Walking the dog if you have a dog. But all the things, paying the bills, setting the table, washing the dishes, all those things are things. So it shows that you're not lazy. It shows that you act. But very often those are the acts of service. One of the most important thing, one of the big tool we tell couples in order to work on keeping the love alive is to every day. Really, there's 4 things to speak about, but every day at least for 1 minute, tell each other 1 minute each. You sit in front of each other. You tell each other things that the other did, and something you appreciate about the other. It doesn't have to be just act of service, but usually act of service is one of the big things that you can use. So because we do things for each other, and we do a lot of things, and we take it for granted, and we think the other one doesn't notice, and really very often the other notice, but we don't say anything because it's the routine of life. You bring the kids to school and do this, and you cook and drive there, and then we get bored. So the other one doesn't notice. So it's very important to really speak about and give appreciation. I'm telling you, 1 minute of appreciation to each other every day, it changes everything. And by the way, it says one of the things that we ask each other is complain with request for change. I mean that sometimes we have a complaint and you ask for a change. So the ratio, in order for this to be successful, is 5-1. Meaning, we give 5 compliments for 1 little change. Okay? So just that you know. So before you want to ask anything, make sure you show. Obviously, it can be fake because she's gonna know if it's fake. Careful. But you have to. It's really the way, the secret to have successful conversation and changes. Okay, and number 5, physical touch. Physical touch, it's it's important for both. But even physical touch is what type of physical touch, right? Sometimes it's just hugging, or like when you hold my hands when we walk, or whatever it is. Feet massage, right? Whatever. No, it's not for everybody. Some people love it. Some people love it. I confirm, sure. It's like anyway, but you got to know what's the physical language, physical touch, and some people, they say, when I come back from work, I don't want you to start speaking about the whole day. I just want you to first give me a big hug, right? And that's a big thing, because I come home, or like we come after a day of work and we see each other, and it's like blah, 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 blah. It's like, whoa, Especially very often when the guy is working all day long, and the wife
He's working
also
all day
working.
long.
Plus, she has to take care of the kids. Plus, she prepared dinner. And when she does all that, unless there's a paid maid, which is a big tool for Shalom Bayit, pay a maid. If the wife is working and do all that, pay a maid. It's like number one on your priority for Shalom Bayit. Big thing. If she's home all day, it's a little bit different. But then you come from home, and then she has that, because she's very emotional and she has a lot of things. She's gonna pour to you all the things that happened today. And it's like, whoa! I just come from work. It was crazy, and you feel bombarded. It's like, when I come home, just give me a big hug. And then after, maybe we'll find a time to speak, and you tell me anything you want. But it's just simple things like that. But it changes a lot of things. So those are the 5 languages of love, and right. And there's a lot of examples that you can take, but it's very important. I don't think those 5 languages are just random. And it's actually interesting. This past week, as I was preparing for the seminar I gave, I realized it says in the Torah, what it says in the Torah, in Dvarim, God says to Moshe, Ve'ata Yisrael, ma Hashem Elokecha shoel mi'imach. And now, Israel, what does God ask of you? And it lists 5 things, right? So I just want to have the exact language, but basically is to have Yirat Shamayim, to have that Kim Yirat Hashem, what's the other language? Yirat Hashem, Le'ava Oto, to have Yirat Hashem, to love Him, to be wholehearted, to go after in His ways, and to do all the mitzvot. 5 things. 5 things Hashem has. It's in the Mesilat Yesharim, it actually explains that. And so even Hashem has languages of love. For example, one of the languages of love is quality versus quantity. I don't want you to make prayers like 100 psalm and blah 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 blah. I don't feel love when you do that. I feel love when you take 5, even 1 psalm, 1 part of prayer, and you say it with your whole heart. That I feel love. So even Hashem tells us how He feels love. Right? Unless even Hashem has to tell us what makes Him feel loved. So unless we go in a couple, in the relationship, and we tell the other, this is what makes me feel loved, then I'm gonna do a lot of mistakes, and I'm gonna do things that are going to go anywhere because that's not my language. It's not. So it's a lot of learning about the other and a lot of struggle, but it's really a key. And in our relationship with God, I mean, all this is to teach us with our relationship with God. The only reason you get married and you learn all those things is to understand with God it's the same thing. The more I understand how 2 people work, and 2 opposites can be one with each other, the thing that is the most opposite than human being is God. So you have God and the spouse. Those are the 2 most opposite things. I will almost be tempted to say a spouse is more opposite to you than animals. Why? Because it's not that a man and woman are different. They are extremely different. Extremely. God bless you. So, when you're aware of that, try to discuss it, speak about it, learn what's the language of the other, tell each other what you... Just kidding. But tell each other the things that you really love and how you feel love, and how you want to spend time with each other. How do you want to spend time with each other? It's very important. Okay. Let me just stop for the first part, so it doesn't